Okay, we are 15 days out from the meet. The good news is I don't feel all that bad after last night's little bit of overshoot on that deadlift. Like, I definitely don't feel great, but I have felt far, far, far worse after a pull that was that grindy. And I think what that's telling me is that what I was talking about with the lack of apparent pretension and feeling like I need to get back to doing stiff legs with straight weight, well, that pull kind of reminded me how deadlifts used to feel when I wasn't super efficient, which tells me that it likely is a lack of pretension leading to positioning thing, which is making me slightly more optimistic sitting here. Like, maybe I am just bullshitting myself saying that, but I want to believe it's true, so I'm going to tell myself that it's true. And the other good news is that today we are pulling a little bit of a trick that I like to pull at the end of a meet prep to let me perform a little bit better. And what that trick is that I have been running my main bench on Thursday. Like, last week, Thursday was my main bench day. This week, we had the big squat on Saturday, speed bench on Monday, big pull yesterday, and then we have another big squat on Saturday. And in order to let me freshen up a little bit between the big pull and Saturday's big squat, I am taking today's bench as just a pretty damn light push. Like, I think we'll aim around 315 for a single or so. And that way, again, I have a little bit of relaxation time between the last big pull and last big squat. Plus, it should let me catch a little bit of pressing fatigue back so we have a good showing on our last heavy bench at the end or at the start of next week. And that way it kind of times up our last heavy bench a little bit better, because taking her today as the last heavy bench would be a little bit too far from the meet. Taking her next Thursday would be a little bit too close to the meet. Taking her Monday, Tuesday will be the Goldilocks sweet spot. So we're going to get warming up and press assertively as we can for the lightweight, so we are primed up for the last heavy one.
How are you feeling?
Not that terrible. Like, not good, but shockingly not terrible. Anyways, objectives for today, with it being lighter, is, like I said, number one, be as freaking assertive as we can so we're primed up well for when we do take the last heavy bench. Number two, make sure we are spreading hard into the rear delts and not over tucking with righty. And number three, if we do that, we should be able to trust the pack a little bit better. So we'll get to it. But before we do that, if you're feeling stuck in training and no matter how much effort you're putting into the gym, you're not able to bust through that plateau, or if something is jacked up and you can't figure out how to get past it, hit the link below and join the team right now, because I want to be able to help you figure out what is going on with your training, with your technique, and with your exercise selection, so we can get you making better progress than ever. Inside the team, you're going to be able to get daily individualized coaching directly from me on every single thing that we're doing to make sure that you are as dialed in as possible and making the progress that you deserve. Bar is feeling appropriate, so one plate. Making sure my belly's not sticking out. Getting excited to start dieting again, so that is less of a worry. Feels like my belly's still sticking out. Oh well. Plate feels like a plate, so we'll go 2. And we'll probably just go for 5 here. Feels a little bit soft, but pack feels good, so glad we're not going heavy today. Getting the wrist straps out because I'm a pansy. And goal here, lock her up hard in the bottom, press it decently well, have good upper back tension, which will enable me to do both point 1 and point 2, so that should have been primary goal, but at least we got everything we need. And reminding myself to be assertive with it. Yeah, decently okay with that. But I do think I can find lats a little bit better, so we'll take her for another one and do a little bit better job. Just in the nick of time.
Is this for 15?
Yeah. I didn't lock her up quite hard enough on set one, so
Are you sure this isn't too heavy for you?
I hope not. That was good. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So we are done benching for, well, for this variation. I got something less fun planned for my secondary today since I don't want to push the jam press very hard considering we got a heavy bench on Monday or Tuesday.
What are you doing next?
Wide grip flared on the Camber bar.
Oh, God.
And for that, we're going to be switching benches because Darrell's got his bench work to do, and I'm changing bars, so I don't want to make him run the ER rack. And I'm not sure how much audio picked it up when Leanna asked what I was doing next. In case it didn't, we're going wide grip flared on the super cambered bar because apparently I dislike myself today. I mean, more accurately, I want to really force myself to trust that pec more and more. I still hate how the ring is the wrong spot, so I really don't know how wide I am gripping here. I think this will be about right. Oh, this is going to be atrocious when we put weight on it. Part of me wants to be conservative and get a yellow out, but I put the greens away on top of the yellows, so I think we're just going to go red. What I'm telling myself is I don't have to go all the way down until it feels more comfy. And by all the way down, I mean to the limits of my stretch, because we are definitely not touching our chest with this grip. I mean, if I do touch my chest, I will be very, very surprised, not expecting to get down there. Just noticing that the rack is set uneven. I swear when I adjusted it, like thinking about what hole I wanted to be in, I just lifted it up one hole on each side, assuming that both sides were even, but I should never assume that anything's ever going to be even in this gym with a bunch of silly commercial gym goers setting up on the powerlifting equipment. We'll fix it for the next set. Holy freaking guacamole, we touched that last rep. And, like, that felt way less bad than I was expecting. It probably felt better than the last two times I ran just the regular wide grip flared. So, they're tempting to go up, but being mindful that I don't want to really push on anything today, we're going to keep it here and fix the rack height and run another one. And now that we got one touch in here, the goal is to get more touches on this set, but no promises in the amount of touching I will achieve. And I'm thinking, I might want to run this one feet up. Number one, to make it a little bit harder on me. Number two, so my belly is sticking out less. We're going to have to fight for the upper back here, that's for damn sure. I don't know if you can see the bar, but I definitely touched that first rep. Maybe I'll go Larson press to obstruct the view less.
still have my original Iron Rebels? Original Iron Rebels? You what?
I'm pretty happy with that. Like, pec doesn't feel sketchy. Feels like I definitely could go up. So we're in a good spot to end it there for now. Trying to figure out what I want to do next now, because the first 3 things that I wanted to do are currently being used. So we'll have to figure out something else. And I guess we're doing lat stuff a little bit earlier because pull down is open. And then Miana's doing push downs right beside here. So probably sneak in after this and steal it from her. And like, as much as I like the pull-out machines here, it is nice to just use a cable once in a while. Still trying to not work too hard, but we definitely can go up for set 2. Okay, round 2. Oh, I hate how this iPad will slide up on this thing. And that is good enough for today's theme of not trying too hard at anything. And Miana's still busy hogging the cable.
What do you need it?
I was thinking about it, but the dip opened up, so I'm gonna go touch the dip.
Okay.
No one wants to train with Miana.
Oh.
And we'll go assisted here because, well, again, I don't want to work too hard. And like, what point am I going to prove doing a body weight dip? Like, that's almost as embarrassing as requiring assistance. But that is feeling decently smooth, so I'm okay with it. We'll run another like that. I'm still feeling very regretful that we stopped doing dips when we did, because like, they were really cruising, but we'll be okay. Yeah, shoulder feels decently smooth. Like, not pushing super far in the range, but I'm okay with where she ended up. And we are now back over here, Miana adjacent. And we're grabbing the long rope, not so that someone can make Darrell jokes in the comment section. What? What do you need?
Talking about black balls or long meters?
Both. But, so we can run some long rope pushdowns, finish in as much shoulder extension as we can manage, which isn't a lot apparently. Just trying to squeeze, pump, make your tries feel nice and awake. We'll go up for next set. Hoping that isn't too aggressive, but first one did feel very light. Okay, round 2. Try not to embarrass ourselves too much. We're fine if I can get the rope straight. And that is good enough for today's intent. And thinking we'll actually just run a face pull here because we got the rope and we got the cable. One more. And as always here, trying to round, let scaps go over the top of the rib cage, extend, pull scaps down, back, around the rib cage, while spreading the handles wide. And this lets me touch a whole lot of low drop. Burned out pretty quick there, but we didn't get a ton of rest, so we'll be fine. Now we'll touch a little bit of spready rear delt action, and I'm a little bit disappointed and also shocked that someone is currently using the max pump, so we're stuck on the silver guy, which we don't get kind of weight for these, so it'll be okay. Can't tell if like the machine's uneven for some reason or if I'm uneven, but I won't overthink it. Right side feels significantly lighter than left though. And that works for that set. We'll shake her out for 45 or so seconds and run another. Okay, round two. Like, I keep thinking I can afford short rest because we aren't going super heavy, but we're burning out. And now the hunt for the spud strap begins. I was actually right over there. That's convenient. Because after last night's pull, low back is feeling a tiny bit clunky, like nothing bad, nothing worrisome. But, oh, we gotta go way lighter than that. But it is enough that it would be wise to deliberately pull ourselves into a little bit of lumbar flexion. Yeah, I'm glad we did that. And the key to making these guys effective is not just like bending forward at the hip, because that's really easy, but I'm trying to suck my ribcage down first and then make sure most of the pull is coming from the abs. Like, we're still gonna get some hip flexion in the picture, but if we're leading with that ribcage down, that's where we're gonna get the lumbar flexion benefits. That's where we're gonna get the brace benefits. So ribs down first on standing abs. And that is it. That is all. Short session, sweet session. Nothing too exciting, but like being 15 days out for the meet, everyone always says, like, at this point, you're not going to get any stronger. And I do agree with that for the most part, because you really can't make that many changes when you are this close in. I do think that on our big accessory pushes, like The dumbbells I ran on Monday. The stiff legs I ran yesterday. The hack squats I'm going to run on Saturday. The jam press I'm going to run on Monday. But I still think it is important to push that stuff hard because that's going to be the foundation that we need to do well on the platform. And we don't want to pull that shit out too early. But for a session like today, like pushing hard on all this stuff, I'm not really going to get any benefit out of it. And if I can just make the goal to get in, make shit feel good, get out, that is going to help me freshen up so I can push hard on the stuff I actually need to be pushing. So, like, not the most exciting session to do, not the most exciting session to watch, but like bench felt dialed on that second set 315. Everything else was moving smooth, like really happy with the pec on the camber bar, really happy with the shoulders and the dips, and the fact that those were both happy tells me we should be in a good spot for Monday. And all I freaking got to do Monday is trust the pec and show myself that I am good to go, which easier said than done, but I do think that after today we are one step closer to being able to do it. So with that, I'm gonna quit rambling, let you guys go. Peace out, have a good night, and I will see ya in the team.